Welcome to episode number 4 of Powered by Influence PBICast. Today I got an old friend. I think I can say that.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, when did I meet you the first time? I didn't meet you at first.
Online.
Like a long time ago, like 2003, 2004?
I'd say 4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
And I think we got to meet once or twice in the hood. We seen once or twice.
Absolutely, definitely once or twice, yeah.
So introduce yourself.
Akshun Man, Akshun Man, rapper from the city, Montreal. Park X representative. Also acted in a movie, Welcome to Montreal. And, business owner. I got, Thug Modern Entertainment, which is my distribution company.
Okay.
And also Bloodfire Records, which is my production company. Action Publishing, which is my publishing company.
Okay.
So we're doing it big in the music industry for 2018,
Nice.
Yeah.
Why Akshun Man out of any other name? How did that come up?
Yeah, that's a good question. You see, I went to live in LA for about a year back in 02 and 03.
Okay.
And I noticed the major difference between Montreal and LA is that people in Montreal talk a lot about what they're gonna do, never do it.
Never do it.
People in LA don't talk about nothing, just do it. Then talk about it.
Then talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I call myself the Action Man because I don't want to talk about it no more. I want to be a man of action,
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your real name?
My government name?
Yeah.
Ricardo Azevedo. That's on my acting credits.
Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo.
Where are you from originally?
I'm born and raised here, but my family from Cape Verde. Nobody know where that is, but that's it's a gang of islands off the west coast of Senegal, so that's West Africa.
Okay, so West Africa. You're born and raised here?
I'm born and raised here, yeah.
Montreal?
The only one of my family.
How many brothers and sisters?
1 brother, 1 sister.
Older?
Older. I'm the baby.
You're the baby?
I'm the baby of family.
So baby's good. I always hate my little brother because he's smaller than me and he gets all the good shit,
Yeah,
I have to go through all the struggles,
you see, some people think the baby of the family gets spoiled. Some babies get spoiled, but other babies get, the ass whoopings.
So you got the ass whooping?
I got ass whoopings and triples. My mom's with my brother and my sister. I got all the ass whippings, bro.
From your mom and dad, or just
I get it from
mom?
No. I grew up, single mother,
Single mother. I relate to that.
Definitely, don't we all,
Single mother.
Yeah.
3 kids.
Definitely.
All right, cool. So, I grew up to listening to a lot of music. I think I'm a lot younger than you are. Yes. But. One of your first tracks that I remember listening to was MTL Anthem, right?
Yeah.
I said Welcome to Montreal because of your movie.
Right.
MTL Anthem. It went pretty big.
It was.
Right. I think there was other artists that tried to come up with an MTL Anthem, but I don't think it had the same vibe as your song.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. I feel like. It's funny because even till this day, man, honestly, like, people come to me regularly and be like, yo, MTL Anthem, I got this one artist I'm working with right now, a young artist, shout out to Bamboo Twigs, He said, he said that I'm the first Montreal rapper he started listening to from this city. Everybody else he listened to was from the States, So it's like, it means a lot to me. He said that MTL Anthem was one of his favorite songs. Mm-hmm. So I'm just glad that, I'm finally getting some kind of recognition, you know what I mean? Some kind of respect, you know what I mean?
Talking about artists from Montreal, there's so many. And you know it, I know it.
Right.
Everyone knows it. There's so many, either they're doing it on a low budget, either some of them are doing it on a big budget.
Right.
But don't you think that most of these rappers, I just feel that they're away from the industry. They're just in it for either the fame or the money. There's no connection to reality what they're talking about.
I totally agree.
Right? And right, growing up, we listened to Tupac, Biggie,
right.
Eazy-E, Ja Rule. I never liked him, but
me neither.
Right, you need them, right? And all these artists, right? When you had like singers like R&B and jazz and everything, you had Brian McKnight, Boyz II Men, and all that. We grew up listening to that, right? And coming to where now, talking about younger brothers and sisters, I have my brother listening to all these weirdos, like where they're mumbling and on a beat.
I call it junkie music, bro.
Right? I'm like they're mumbling on a beat. I don't understand a word they're saying. Like I even tried. I tried to look up a song. I forgot the name of the song. I tried to look up the lyrics, and I couldn't read them. That's how bad it was. Like I'm like I can't read the lyrics. Right?
It's straight up junkie music. You know?
So I mean, how did that start in Montreal? Because again, like you know, there's you, and I know there's some other artists that obviously deserves the props from Montreal that has done very well in that way. But how does all these newcomers that are coming in, how are they affecting the scene here for people like you, right?
How do they affect it for me?
Like yeah, how like because it's a whole industry itself, right? When people look at Montreal, they see Montreal and they're like, shit, it's all posers, right? That's how they see it, right?
Absolutely.
It's a bunch of posers that are throwing out money or have asses on their video, and that's about it, right? How does that affect rappers like you and artists like you?
I mean, it oversaturates the game because everybody wants to be a rapper now. Everybody wants to do what they see on TV. What everybody else is doing, they want to do the same thing. It's basically monkey see, monkey do. So if they see a bunch of famous celebrities from the States turning up to promethazine or codeine or whatever, what have you, Molly and whatnot, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Kids out here want to do the same thing because they want to be rich and famous just like them, you know? So they end up, it's basically a whole bunch of clones now. So it makes it harder for original artists such as myself who has his own voice, you know what I'm saying, or his own originality.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it harder because it's like now, when you think rapper, you think of that mumble rapper. You're not thinking of an artist no more. You're not thinking of a poet no more. You're thinking of a junkie. You know what I mean? So that's how it makes it harder for original artists, true artists.
Definitely, 100%. And now I want to go back a little bit about how you started, how you got in, the whole process. I mean, you said you were born and raised here by a single mom. Why music? You could have done so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you decide to get into, the rap game?
The same thing as everybody else. I seen it on TV. You know what I'm saying? Thought it was the fly shit ever. So I was like, yo, I gotta be one of those guys, But that was when I was a baby, But growing up more, it's like what made me pick up the pen and write my feelings in poetry form or in rhyme form is it just, growing up the way I did, I know a lot of people could relate. Maybe not everybody, but the way I grew up is, like I said, I was a baby of the family, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't want nobody to talk to, really. My brother's like 8 years older than me.
It's always difficult when there's such a big...
There's a big gap,
right?
So I had nobody to talk to, so I just picked up the pen, I'm pissed off or whatever. I was like, fuck my family or whatever,
Yeah.
Fuck this shit, I want to leave, I hate this house,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it started like that, and eventually, it became a hobby, Me and my friends used to freestyle and stuff like that. Probably see me in the hood, whatever. But took it from there, and then from there it just became something like, start taking it more serious, All
right. And now from there you started writing.
Yeah.
And how did the writing get into the whole recording?
Oh, right. Well, writing, I had this dude actually. My brother had a friend. My older brother had a friend. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my homeboy Cedric Street, you know what I'm saying? Salute to him. He's a French rapper from the city. He older than me too. But he and my brother was friends. Mm-hmm. And he used to see me as a young cat, like probably 10, 11, 12, 13, running the streets, running the metros and causing trouble, stealing from stores. And he'd see me and he'd be like, yo, keep writing because eventually, he's probably gonna, work with me or something. So fast forward to maybe 1999. I came out of juvenile detention, and
so you're in juvenile detention?
Right.
For?
Just dropping out of school, selling weed, smoking weed, stuff like that.
Yo, welcome to Montreal, same shit, different toilet. These spoiled kids try to G up to buy more clips, more guns, more violence, more drugs, more clients. Cops and masons holding secret meetings in silence. Crips collaborating with syndicate, niggas snitching. Bunch of fags running the streets now, shit's ridiculous. No more morals or principles, they blinded, mindless, spineless snakes with no guidance. Ask that nigga Trap though, they found him with his head cut a couple days ago for fucking with the wrong fiend. Nigga, shit ain't always what the scene. Nigga came with the blade, open them up like a scene. Better snap up out your dream. Shit is really real in the field. Niggas is getting killed for krills. The blood spills on the streets of Montreal. Over them drug deals going wrong. Why I can't chill till I see 100 mil.
Back to PBI, powered by Influence. I have Akshun Man right here. So right before this little break, we were talking about how you started from writing to recording, and so you ended up in juvenile detention. How long were you in there for?
About a year roughly, about a year roughly,
How did that change how you saw everything?
Absolutely, 100%.
Right. And when you came out, did you actually mend your ways to the proper ways? Or?
Well, I slowly started, slowly. It was a process. Till this day, I'm still trying to better myself, like every day's a process, and bettering yourself. But that's when the process really started.
Because I get it. I was in foster care, right? I was part of youth protection, so I get it, right? Dropping out of school, same thing. Selling drugs, doing drugs. Not anymore, but it changes you as a person,
100%,
I think.
100%.
No, actually, it gives you two options. It either gives you the option to change and to do better, to become better, or you become one of those kids where you're extremely pissed off at the system. Now you're blaming the system for the rest of your life, right? You're blaming Bacha, you're blaming this, you're blaming your mom, you're blaming your dad, you're blaming your great-grandparents, and you fuck everything up.
You become a statistic.
Right? So why did you end up saying, you know what, I'm not going to be that kid. I'm not going to blame everybody and blame everything, and I'm going to try to better myself?
I really don't know. That's a good question. I seen a lot of cats, a lot of my friends, I went in with them. A lot of my friends are still, still in the system to this day, And I don't know what it is that made me learn quicker than them. Because I got it. Like once I went to juvie, I probably did a couple months in adult jail, Bordeaux and RDP and stuff like that. But I pretty much got it after my juvenile, bid. Right after that juvenile bid, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I don't want to be in here.
Like that's not the life you want.
I don't want to be in here. I didn't like jail. There's no girls. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's nothing in jail.
No food.
There's food.
But not good food. But not good food. They don't have KFC.
Nothing.
I like KFC.
I don't like KFC no more. I used to love KFC. I can't fuck with KFC.
I'll tell you, this is the funniest thing. Right before I got married, I loved that shit. When I was in foster care, I was in a Jamaican house. KFC, curry beef with rum, right? She would put alcohol in everything. I'm like, ma'am, I'm Muslim. No, I'm kidding. Right? No, right? So they would put alcohol in everything. I loved KFC until I got married, and one day she ate KFC and she went sick.
Me too.
My wife just went sick, and I never got sick personally, but when I saw her getting sick, I'm like, you know what? I'm not touching that shit.
The two last times I ate KFC, I got sick.
I can't.
I can't do it no more.
So, you get out, and obviously try to take the right path. You're still here, comparing to some of our friends that are,
still in the system.
In the system, or either dead. Dead, and that's what it is.
Right.
The funniest thing, and it's happening every day.
Absolutely.
It's happening every day. There's younger people than us that are in the system right now. They're gonna have the two options. They're either gonna choose the path where they're gonna blame everybody, or they're gonna choose the path to better themselves. So now, when did the first recording start? How did that start?
Right. So 99, like I said, I came out, I was living with my brother. My brother was an army soldier for the Canadian forces. Okay. So when he was done the war, matter of fact, by the way, he was in the Gulf War of 95. So when he came out, I came out about the same time. When he came back, I came out the same time, like around 98. Okay. And started living with him, and from there, his homeboy wanted to put me on a song because he heard my stuff. He seen I got better. He seen I matured. He wanted to put me on a song. So he ended up putting me on a song. We ended up being on a compilation together, and that was my first recording in the studio, Okay. And then from there, not too long after, I went to the States, whatever, and came back, and I did a project with him. You know, I did 2 projects when I did a mixtape and an album.
Okay.
With this guy Cedric, salute to Cedric again, you know. And that's it. From there, I just decided, you know, I'm gonna do my own thing. You know what I mean?
And you never looked back?
I never looked back. You know, I love this music shit for real.
Do you ever wish that you would have chose a different path after you came out?
Nah, because I look around me, you know, and I see that no matter what's going on, I notice that people around me are not happy. Most people, anyway, you know.
Why is that?
Because
why do you think that?
my personal theory is that they're not doing what they love doing, and so therefore they're unhappy. So I look around, I say, I don't want to be unhappy. I want to be happy.
And
so
music makes you happy?
It makes me happy. Entertainment makes me happy. There's music, movies, whatever it is, you know. It's you know, art is expression, so you gotta be happy, man. You can't be living life miserably, you know what I mean?
What's your opinion about all these people that, and I highly emphasize on this on Snapchat, so whoever watches my Snapchat stories, my Instagram story, super active on that shit. I always emphasize that, you know, you could make the same amount of money that you're making right now while you're miserable doing something that you genuinely actually like.
Right.
Right? I don't care. It could be $10, it could be $10,000 an hour. I don't give a shit.
Absolutely.
But you can make the same amount of money doing something that you genuinely actually enjoy than actually doing what you're miserable about. Because too many people are, and I personally think that this is also another system. You know, that we grew up, especially as immigrants, you know, having immigrant parents. I mean, you were born here.
Right.
I wasn't. I was born back at home. But parents were still immigrant.
Absolutely.
Right? And especially single mother. You know, I'm going to say this. It's to growing up, being raised by a single mother, that, you know, you got to go to school. You got to get a degree. Right? I dropped out. My mom wasn't too happy about that.
Me neither.
Right? I dropped out. You know, youth protection came in and they're like, oh, you're legally, you're not allowed to drop off. And I was young, I was stupid, said fuck off. And well, they're like, no problem, you know, we're gonna put you in a group home, we're gonna put you in a foster care, and so on. I actually got sent back home as well in 2007, 2006.
What country you from?
Bangladesh.
Oh, you got sent back home?
I got sent back in Bangladesh for a year, 11 months.
Yeah.
So then fortunate enough, I was able to come back with court order. But now, going back to immigrant parents, you know, get a degree, you know, then go get a job at a bank.
Be a doctor, be a lawyer.
Listen, I think, you know, coming from us, our parents knowing how shit we were in school in that way, that we didn't like it. I'm not saying that we're not smart, I'm just saying we didn't like the school system.
Absolutely.
I don't think our parents hoped us to be doctors. For my mom, she's like, listen, the least you can do is bank, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I make more money than what someone that works at a bank does.
Of course, bro.
And I'm happy with it. I don't want to, you know, I hate wearing ties. I don't know how to wear a tie.
Exactly.
You know, I never wear a tie in my life.
But it's that image, you know, they got that image in their mind that, you know, something, they want their son to be something presentable in society, something. For them, it's probably the title. I don't know what it is, to be honest. I don't know how they think.
Some STM bus driver makes more money than people that work at a bank.
That's facts.
Can you, and that's true.
That's facts.
That's true. Like, I know this STM driver who made $90,000.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
With
overtime.
Clearly, crazy amount of overtime. Like, just this guy has no life.
That's doctor money, bro.
Like, he's making very good money. Unionized, you know, paid breaks.
Absolutely.
His bus comes late, no problem. He doesn't care. You scream at him, you tell him, listen, he's not getting fired. You know what I mean? I'm late, this is the snow. What snow? Right? But it just comes down to a point where our parents, the immigrant parent is raising their kid. You know, there could be another kid right now who might be watching you and being like, you know what, I've been writing, you know, I've been writing, you know, I hate this house, I hate mom, I hate my older sister, she always stealing my shit and whatnot, right? So I find that mentality needs to change.
What mentality?
Of our parents, of the immigrant parents that do not pursue a career in music or in acting or any of that. You know, you absolutely have to go to school and become a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer?
Yeah, you know, I totally agree, man.
Thug Money, entertainment, worldwide, universal. Can't chill, I can't chill till I see 100 mil. That's just how I feel, nigga, that's just how I feel. I can't chill till I see 100 mil.
Welcome back to PBI. I'm here with the Akshun Man, and we're talking right before this little break. We're talking about immigrant parent, their thinking, and I want to share this out a little bit, you know, and I'm going to get a little bit off topic about this. I want to talk, especially to my community, to the South Asian community.
Talk to all immigrants, bro.
Right. I mean, I know a lot, all immigrants 100%, but I know a lot about what's going on in my community because, one, I'm from it, and I've seen way too many youths in my community. And I guess you can kind of relate and say your part about this to the whole, you know, to the whole community. Absolutely. Itself. Parents, go a little easy on your kids. All right, they have dreams, you know, that they want to follow, that they want to pursue. They have talent. You know, not everyone's meant to become doctors, lawyers, engineers, and architects. You know, there's a lot of other well-paid jobs and careers. You know, and so to all the parents that's not taking the time to listen to their kids. You know, if your kid could be a singer, your kid could be an artist, your kid, hell, could be a scientist. They're blowing shit up at home all day. You know, help them become the person that they want to become, and they will be, you know, and not just them, you will be happy, you know, 10, 15 years from now when you see your son or your daughter becoming an adult and actually being happy in life. So I think it was important for me to say that because in my own family I see it. You know, my brother wants to do certain things, and you know, my mom supports him in a certain way, but then again, it's always comes down to the same point where you have to become a lawyer, you have to become a doctor, you have to do that, and that's a sad fact because there's a lot of talent. You know?
Absolutely, totally. Yeah. Listen, parents, man, if y'all love y'all children, you know, the best way to show love to somebody is to listen. You know, so listen to their dreams, listen to their passions, and let them follow it. You know, it's the best thing you can do for your child, man.
Because and especially I want to say this about girls because I'm married and I have a wife, and me and my wife, we always debate about this. She wants a son, I want a daughter.
I got a son.
Right, you got a son?
Yeah.
How old?
He's 18 months.
18 months?
Yeah, 1.5 about. Yeah.
Nice, congratulations. That I didn't know.
Thank you, brother.
That I didn't know, but
shout out to Judah, you know, the conquering lion of the tribe of
20
Judah.
years from now, when you see this video, you know, you'll be like, oh, that's my dad.
That's right. I took him to the movie premiere. And when he seen me, he actually shouted out "Daddy," man.
Oh,
I was surprised. I was like, damn, yo, you're so smart. You know what I mean?
I'd be like, I don't know you.
Yeah,
no, I mean, I want a daughter, and
most guys want a boy.
I want a daughter, and I'll tell you why. Because I think my daughter is going to be extremely outspoken. Because my wife doesn't speak much, and I don't stop talking, right? And I just talk. I think my daughter is going to get. If I have a son, my son's just going to be shy and hiding under shit. You know, I think that's what ends up happening, right? My son's just gonna hide under shit. He's like, don't come near me, right? I think I think my daughter would be very outspoken, and I think it's very important to and there's a lot like Oprah. I mean, you know, I find that she's absolutely an outstanding woman, and I think there's so many of them, and I think if I have a daughter, hoping that she would be one of those, you know, girls and women one day that's gonna allow other girls and women to pursue in that dream, because like you said, it's happiness at the end of the day, and everyone has their different definition of happiness. Today you could have been bigger than Tupac and everything, but you could have been unhappy, right? You know, or even smaller than you are.
Right, there's a price for everything, so it's like...
Right, it depends how much you want to sell yourself out for.
That's right,
right. I know, I'll give you an example, and I think I've given this one in one of my last shows. I know Tim Horton owners that have 3, 4, 5, 6 Tim Hortons, and they're the most unhappiest people I've seen. Like, per shift, they're making like $10,000, $15,000 in sales.
That's
like,
crazy, man.
You know what I mean? Like, Tim Horton was one of my first legal jobs, other than selling drugs. But right? And I know because I used to close the cash, and I would see their sales, $9,000, $11,000, $12,000 a shift. So imagine, but they're super unhappy.
That's crazy.
So, everyone has their own definition of happiness.
Absolutely.
And I find that this generation and our the next generation, which will be our kids, I think this is where it's all going to change for immigrants.
I think so too.
I find that we, as that was raised by immigrant parents, that came from back at home, we see things differently now. That we will allow our kids. If your kid says, "Hey, Dad, you know what? I want to become a hockey player," we're like, "No problem."
We're more open-minded. That's the thing.
Right.
I think our parents are more closed-minded. Those countries are very strict and closed-minded. So probably
You think? 5:30, come home.
Right.
You're not going
curfew,
out.
Man, crazy.
Right? Curfew. Here you walk around at 3 o'clock in the morning butt naked. No one looks at you.
No issues.
No issues. Back at home, it's 5:30. Sun ain't even down. You're coming home, right?
Crazy. Serious.
All right. I mean, listen. I can take the privilege to say that I grew up listening to you, and whatnot. Right. I listened to a lot of your music. We spoke a lot of time. There was a little point in my life where I tried to do comedy.
Yeah, I was supporting you too, man.
I remember I sent you the script, and you're like, "Oh, it's nice." I didn't go through with it, but I started DJing after that. I did well, knock on wood. I did well for whatever time, but then.
I think this is your thing, bro.
It's my thing. I tried.
It fits you so well, bro. For real.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. I'm humbled now. But I think I got married, and it wasn't just as easy as to say, let's pack up my bag. I'm gonna go to a different city, or. The nightlife didn't work out very well, and so then we pursued in the business world. But now, talking about business world, you were into that as well. You're not just someone that makes music.
Yeah. I definitely had to, put my foot into the business as well, because you don't want nobody taking care of your business. You know what I mean?
100%. How did that get started? How did you putting in the feet in the business world get started?
Well, we all know that Montreal has no industry when it comes to music or movies.
No.
There's no real industry. So I just figured that a lot of people that do have the power up there, they kind of cock block the real talent that's trying to rise, So I figured, instead of putting my career in their hands, saying when I know they're not gonna let me come up, might as well just learn the business myself and do it myself. So I ended up meeting my homeboy Cussy from Culture X, salute to Cussy, He was part of a band in the 60s called Fussy Cussy. He toured the whole world, but now he's like a teacher. He's like a music teacher, in Montreal North. So he taught me the contracts, the business, and everything. So, the difference between publishing, distribution, and production, and all that. So
everything.
So now I know the difference. I could actually, start signing artists. I could actually do real business. So I started doing it. It took a while, but here we are,
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
Right. Now you have this movie, Welcome to Montreal. For all of you that wants to get information on that, you can go to welcometomontrealfilm.com.
Right.
So www.welcometomontrealfilm.com. I seen the trailer. Right. Who's this dude?
That's Limba. He's the creator of the whole movie. Ecclesiast Limba. Shout out to Ecclesiast Limba out in France. Salute, my brother, mon frère. Yeah, man, salute.
So, I seen the trailer. He looks super fucking gangster in that.
It's funny though. It's a funny movie though.
Right?
Yeah, it's funny.
Right. I saw the trailer, and I was at first when I saw you posting this. Obviously, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be some gangster shit, right? I'm gonna take out my guns, and no, I'm kidding. I don't have any guns. Right. I have steak knives only. Right, but so I was like, I saw that, and I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be some serious thing. And I look at the trailer. The trailer is like about 4 minutes long, like 3 minute long.
Something like that.
And I laughed, right? And I laughed and I said that for a movie that's made in Montreal, the quality is good.
It's not bad.
The storyline so far from the trailer, I didn't get the opportunity to see it, the premiere unfortunately, but the storyline seems a lot about what actually happens in Montreal.
Absolutely.
That's the funniest thing, is as much as you might not want to admit it,
totally.
but a lot of this actually happened.
Totally.
Right? And then I was like, and that's when I messaged you and I was like, do you have a copy of it? Because I actually wanted to watch it.
Me too. I still want to watch it again, but I don't.
Right? It's gonna get there eventually. And then I asked myself, I was like, why did it take so long for someone actually in Montreal to actually show what happens behind scene? And it's not even anymore about, it's not just about gangs and gangsters. It's just the system, the way it is.
The corrupt system. He totally exposes that corrupt system in the movie.
Right?
C'est la première fois que notre agence recrute un Français de France.
Agent Désiré Barreau, Newton-Zealand.
Un nouveau partner.
Bienvenue dans notre équipe.
Mais qui t'a donné la permission de stopper la musique?
La gang à Diablo sont des vrais criminels, ils sont en train de terroriser nos commerçants ici à Montréal.
Amigo, ça se paye la protection.
Regarde-moi bien. Tu renverses un autre verre sur moi, je fais éclater ta cervelle.
Donc il faut qu'on les arrête.
L'opération de ce soir s'appelle Opération Commando Force de Choc.
Le général est pas là.
J'ai une meilleure idée. Nous avons arrêté un suspect ce matin. Il nous a même révélé le nom de la femme du général Diablo.
Mais allô? Ah, maman, comment tu vas? Là, je suis au travail, Passez bonjour à tout le monde. À Paprika, Eve et Trésor de ma part.
Calé, je t'ai écœuré de vous autres, le clan Diablo.
C'est que ça, j'ai 2000 $ sur moi, frère. Hein? Je vais te donner à toi 1000 $.
Truc de dingue.
Donc on n'est pas dans un film ici, Barreau. Real life.
And stay out of my fucking business. Tu joues à ça, t'es débute? Une guerre se déclenche entre les 5 familles mafieuses et le clan Diablo. Fuck this puto. On va le faire disparaître, man. Capiche?
Et ta chance rentre ici.
What the fuck is that fucking smell?
Right, welcome back. And right now we're talking about Welcome to Montreal. It was in theater on November 23rd, 2017 at Guzzo. Right? November 29, 2017, played at Cinéma Le Clap.
That's in Quebec City.
That's in Quebec City. And then you had 13th November 2017 at Cinéma du Parc.
Right.
I'm gonna ask this. Guzzo is big. Quebec, it's way out of my reach. But how was the audience at Cinéma du Parc?
That's the projection I took my son to. The audience was kind of cool. It was more like a big living room. It was more like a warm environment. Like it was all one big family. You know?
It wasn't like a corporate type of thing.
Right, and it wasn't too much media involved, so it was just real quiet and cozy. But I also wanted to plug in that it might be playing at the Vue d'Afrique. So if anybody goes check out the Vue d'Afrique, go check it out for free. It'll be a free projection. You'll have fun and you'll see me on the big screen.
So, right before the break, we were talking about how this actually shows the whole corrupt system.
Right.
That behind the scenes that this city actually have. What do you think it will ever change?
I think everything's got to change. You know, everything changes. So it's just a long process. I think because the system's been there for so long, and but it definitely got to change. It's already changing. I was actually gonna ask you, what do you think about Weinstein getting accused of sexual harassment, and all these big Hollywood heads are getting accused of sexual misconduct. Like, what do you think about that? Like, I feel like it's a change of the guard right now.
This is what I think. I think that there's too much of that shit that's happening, and it's been happening for years. Right. But what ends up actually happening now, it's people again coming down to social media. The power that social media brought to someone. I mean, I'll give you an example. I think it's Paul Logan or Logan Paul, huge ass YouTuber, decided to go to Japan and in the suicide forest, right? And he posted the video, and people just went outrageous.
What did he do in that video?
I never watched the full video because they took it off too quickly. But he said that he was trying to bring awareness to suicide, right? By showing the video or some shit like that. But most people are like, no, you did it for the views, and blah 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 blah
and
blah.
He was laughing in the video or something.
A little bit, yeah. That's what I read. So going back to that, what's happening? It's people that have, especially with superstars, and all these Hollywood stars and even Bollywood stars and whatnot. They feel that they can come out now. They feel that they have a platform where people will support them, and maybe perhaps someone else who has been through it might just tag along and be like, hey, you know what? I was affected by this same guy or the same person or same whatever. I'm gonna tag along with you now.
I think it's weird that it a lot of times it comes out like 10 years later.
It's always 10 years later.
8 years later.
Like Donald Trump.
Yeah, 10 years later.
Right? Donald Trump. But I think that more and more as this industry goes on and everything, as I'm gonna say newcomer to us, because we never got inside the whole system of selling ourselves out completely. Right? That we're gonna sell ourselves out completely to get those views, or have a naked woman in the background to get that extra view or whatnot, right? So I'm gonna say newcomer to us in that sense, that when all of us, the newcomers that are coming in with actually a positive vibe, with coming into a point where, listen, you know what, you don't need the naked girl in the background, you don't need to show off your titties to get that.
Your talent is enough.
Your talent is enough. Obviously, listen, it's showbiz, right? You have to make it seem a little luxury. I get it.
Of course.
I'm cool with it. Listen, you know what? If you drive a BMW, you want to rent a Ferrari, I'm cool with that. But but the industry pushes it so much to a point where I can end up looking like like a princess, and guys will look at me and they would actually be like, oh, he's pretty, right?
It's crazy.
So they're pushing it to an illusion. It's nothing real anymore.
Right.
And I think give it another 10 to 15 years, I think more and more real stuff. Because I mean, going back to your film, more and more independent films are becoming bigger than the big box screen. Other than Marvel and DC.
Right.
Like Netflix. Why is Netflix so big?
Booming right now.
Netflix is booming. Crave TV.
Right.
Why all these providers, they're going crazy. Like even Will Smith. Like what's the new movie? Shoot.
Yeah. I know. I forgot the name, but yeah.
Well, what is it? Bright.
Come to show.
Yeah. Come. Let's get you some camera time.
You know what I mean?
You want a movie here?
Yeah.
Bright, right?
Yeah, right.
Independent on Netflix. My wife got a little scared. She doesn't like seeing like.
I'm gonna have to see that movie though.
Right, I watched like maybe the first 20 minutes. She's like, turn it off, right? I mean, that's turn it off. I never finished it, but Bright, an actor like Will Smith is going into independent.
Dave Chappelle, bro.
Dave Chappelle. So it's gonna come to a point 10, 15 years from now where it's all going to be about independent movies.
Absolutely.
It's no longer going to be about what sells. It's more about going to be what's happening.
Yeah, what's real quality.
Exactly.
A quality product,
Introduce yourself since you just got in.
My name is Max Angeles Crook, aka MAC. I'm producer, rapper,
partner.
With his record company, distribution, Doug Martin, Bloodfire.
Word.
So that's it.
So, what's your role into this whole? I mean, in his career right now?
He's producing. He's
We're
producing.
basically partners. We have a studio together. We're working together. I'm mostly making beats, producing beats,
Right.
producing songs for myself, for other people, for other artists.
We're also planning on making a group with my other homeboy, me, Max, and my other homeboy, Info. Shout out to my homeboy, Info.
Info, INFO?
No, just NFO Montreal.
NFO?
Yeah, NFO Montreal on Facebook.
Shit.
That's my homeboy. We formed a group.
No, I don't know him. Just the name sounds super cool. Like,
Info,
I was like,
yeah, his name is
like,
Info.
Like I was like, wait, info, like information? Like,
Right, exactly.
Right, nice.
We're forming a group called the Bro Fam. You know, Bro Fam, BROFAM from another mother.
Okay, so why Bro Fam? Like, I mean,
He's my brother. He's my brother from another mother.
Okay, and what about info?
Info's my brother from another mother.
Okay, all right. What's the plan now? I mean, you want to create. You guys are working on creating this group.
We got this one group. We're working on a project for the Bro Fan project. I got another project I'm working on with my other brother Info. Just me and him alone. It's called AOI. That's Army of Israel. All right, that's some deep stuff we're gonna be working on. And I also got an EP, a personal solo EP coming out soon as well.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and the soundtrack for this movie is out right now. Go copy this everywhere. iTunes, Google. Just Google it and you'll see it on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, all that good stuff. Go check it out.
So, our time is coming to an end.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, bro.
No, anytime. Before we go, we make everybody do this.
Yo, this is my favorite part of the show, actually.
You have seen it, right?
I said, yeah, I can't wait to do it because I do the coolest paper planes in the world, bro.
So you're gonna have to do a paper plane. And while we do this paper plane, 2018, how's that coming along so far?
It's starting off good, you know, besides the weather, it's coming along good.
Born here and you're still not used to the weather?
I can never get used to this weather, bro. Never.
It's white, it's snow, it's nice.
They call it white gold, but I don't see the gold in it, bro.
No, people back at home, they think our streets are made out of gold. I'm like, nah, it's out of ice.
I know, right?
It's out of ice.
Crazy.
You know, it was so nice two days ago.
It's
like,
crazy.
Friday
Everything
was gorgeous.
Yeah, everything melted, and now it's back on.
Like I was on rooftop of my condo. Like there was no more snow. I was like, it's nice. You know, you can go out and do some barbecue, and then it's. Then it just snows, like, and it doesn't stop.
It's crazy. It didn't stop for like 2 days, right? It snowed for
No,
like
it
2
didn't.
days.
It didn't. And then now they're back to cleaning the street, and it's gonna hit our budget.
These are like the illest paper planes in the whole world, bro.
Do you have a pen?
Oh yeah, I gotta write my name. Do I write Action? Yeah, I gotta write Action.
Yeah, well, I need your autograph. So when this movie and all this thing comes up, I'll try to sell this paper airplane
on eBay.
You know, I try to make some money. You know, I'm a businessman.
No doubt. I don't blame you. I ain't mad at you, bro. Yeah. It's a cool plane, though.
All right, so
cool.
now
where do I
sign
write it?
Wherever, man. Sign your name, the date.
I'll write it right here. The Action Man plane. I don't know how to fucking write, nigga. Action Man, okay. And the date.
And the date, we're the 14th. What are we today? 14, right? Yeah, 14. 01,
okay.
2018.
Perfect.
I'm still not used to writing 18. I'm signing checks and shit. I'm like 17.
Beginning of each year is the same thing.
You gonna send it out on a flight?
Yeah, please. I gotta try this out. A long time I didn't do no paper plane.
Look at that.
Oh, he's
nice.
alright. He's alright. He's alright.
Right?
Yeah, man.
So that's it for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks
really
for
appreciate
me,
it, brother.
Salutations.
Really appreciate it. This is what it is. I'm gonna go back quick for a quick second back to in the middle of the video what we said to parents. Guys, give your kids a chance. No, it's really important because there's so many talented people. Like you're making beats, you're rapping. You know, there's money. You know, hell, you could make money off of selling snow. You know, people are selling ice blocks from here to Africa.
Absolutely, it's facts. Real true story.
And the funniest thing, I had a student at my training center, and he's like, yeah, one of my friends, they're selling ice blocks back in Africa. I'm like, what? So listen, and they're making money. Listen, parents, support your kids in what they want to do.
Man.
And kids, don't think we're telling you guys to drop out of school. That's definitely not what it is.
Well, follow your dreams.
But follow your dreams, follow the right path, do the right thing, stay out of trouble. Hard.
Can I just say plug one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot of talent. You said it's a lot of talent in the city, right?
Yes.
If you rap, sing, do whatever that's musically orientated, hit me up 514-501-2580. You know, we got a crazy nice studio, HV Studios on Sauve Papineau. Come make some hits with us, and for a very good, affordable price. All right?
Girls, stay away. He has a kid, okay?
I love y'all, baby.
This is for the guys, right?
I love all the girls out there, man.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Until next time, keep hustling and keep grinding. Peace.
Salute.